Let's talk about what fussy babies and ADHD kids have in common. So, we're hearing from parents that their pediatrician told them that their baby will just grow out of colic. But here's what they're not telling you: they don't just grow out of colic, they grow into new challenges. The endless crying, the back arching, the sleepless nights, these aren't just phases that magically disappear. They're warning signs from your baby's nervous system that something deeper is happening. Another thing we see every week in our office is when parents come in with 7-year-olds struggling with sensory issues, ADHD, or anxiety. And when we dig into their history, there it is. They were colicky babies. The same stress that caused that colic at 3 months old is now causing meltdowns at 7 years old. The labels change, but the problem has never left. So in this video, we are going to be talking about parents who are exhausted from trying everything, eliminating dairy, keeping food journals, trying every colic drop on the market, and still watching their baby suffer. You're not failing, you're just missing the most important piece of the puzzle. So in the next few minutes, you'll discover why birth interventions create nearly all colic cases, and how the vagus nerve controls everything from the digestion to their development, and why babies arch their backs, and hint, it is not gas, and the exact progression from colic to chronic childhood challenges, and how to finally help your baby heal at the source. Take Lennon's story. Before chiropractic care, he was the definition of a colicky baby. Reflux, couldn't sleep, constantly irritable, stiff and arching. He would cry nonstop in any car ride. His mom felt completely overwhelmed and helpless. But here's what makes Lennon's case even more revealing. He also had a kidney condition that doctors were monitoring for surgery. So after addressing the nervous system stress, not only did his colic disappear, but his kidney started healing on their own. And his mom now says, everyone comments how he's so happy and seems like I got lucky with an easy baby. And I always tell people they should have seen him before chiropractic care. He's a completely different baby. Even his doctors were shocked when his kidneys improved without intervention. Now let's get into the real root cause of colic, and it goes deeper than you think. Most people think colic is just a digestive issue. Gas, indigestion, food sensitivities, that's accurate but incomplete. The digestive system is completely under the control of the nervous system. Think of the nervous system as your baby's air traffic controller. It coordinates every function in the body. When that controller gets stressed though, everything starts to back up. That vagus nerve is the master nerve that travels from the brainstem all the way down through the neck, controlling the esophagus, the stomach, and the intestines. So when birth trauma stresses this nerve, digestion literally gets stuck. That's why we need to change the word colic to what it really is: stuck. Baby gets stuck in the birth canal. That stress gets stuck on the nervous system. Digestion gets stuck. Your baby stays stuck in distress. So now let's get into birth trauma and the hidden trigger no one discusses. So in our practice, we've noticed that nearly 100% of colicky babies have experienced birth interventions like C-sections, forceps, vacuum extractions, or inductions. And so these interventions create physical stress on the upper neck where the vagus nerve originates. So even before birth, stress starts building. The umbilical cord acts like a power cord, transferring mom's stress directly to baby's developing nervous system. So if mom felt anxious or stressed during pregnancy, baby's nervous system was already on high alert. And the physical tension from birth gets stuck specifically in two places: the upper neck area and the middle back. That's why colicky babies arch their backs and stiffen their necks. They're literally trying to stretch out the tension, just like you do after sitting at a desk all day. So your baby is signaling through their body language that the problem isn't in their stomach, it's in their spine and nervous system. Now let's talk about the perfect storm timeline that parents need to know. So here's the progression that we see over and over again. Colic starts at 0 to 6 months, which leads to chronic ear infections at 6 to 8 months, and then speech delays from 18 to 36 months, which then leads to sensory processing issues we see at 3 to 5 years old, and then ADHD and anxiety around 5 to 10 years. So each stage involves the same stuck stress on the nervous system, just showing up differently as your child develops. The colic didn't go away, it transformed. All those antibiotics for ear infections destroy the gut, while steroids and nebulizers amp up the nervous system stress even more. Now you have a child heading towards emotional dysregulation and behavioral challenges. So trying therapy without addressing the nervous system is like pushing a car with the parking brake on. You might see some movement, but you're working against a fundamental block. Your baby doesn't need more labels or medications. They need their nervous system to shift from stress to balance. And when we help release that stuck tension from birth, babies like Lennon transform from crying constantly to being content and happy. The earlier we address it, the faster they heal. That's the beauty of neuroplasticity in infants. So you've already tried everything else. Now it's time to address the real cause. So click the link in our bio, comment below, or send us a DM to schedule your baby's neurological evaluation with myself, Dr. Maddie Fulsick, or Dr. Rhiannon Klaus at Capital District Family Chiropractic in Albany and in Wilton, New York. Your child isn't broken, they're stuck, and we know exactly how to help them get unstuck. Hope answers help. That's what your family deserves.